Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is April 16th, 2023, and we now know what the 2023-2024 Barcelona home jersey will look like. Also, it's reported that the club could make some money off the transfer of Ferran Jutgla, and it seems that Inter Milan are after two Barcelona players that they hope to sign this summer. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. Before we begin with the news, I would like to remind you to please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on this video. It would go a long way in helping the small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you're looking to buy any Barcelona jersey or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. The link is down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that Barcelona once again dropped points in La Liga race after drawing 0-0 against Getafe in what was a disgusting performance by the team, where the team lacked any kind of intensity or any kind of depth. Now, once again, Barcelona struggled in their attack, where they had no strategy and no plan in place on how to unlock Getafe's low block defense. And once again, the team looked like they were doing a training match or during an exhibition match, where all they did was pass the ball around slowly from one teammate to another without any ideas on what to do. Now, this has been a common problem throughout all the season, where Barcelona's attack has been very lacking. We finally have a very solid and good defense in place, something that Barcelona has been missing for many seasons. But now it seems that our attack is what's having problems, where the team has no mechanisms in place. They don't have any fast passing, any fast transitions, no first touch passes, or no triangulations whatsoever. And the way the team plays is, well, I have the ball, maybe I jog a little bit, I stop, I look around, I do a side pass, my teammate gets the ball, maybe takes 2 steps, slows down again, looks around, maybe makes a back pass, and the team just looks like they're playing an exhibition match. And of course, the team generated 0 danger and maybe 1 or 2 chances throughout the entire 90 minutes. And this is absolutely unacceptable, because this is the 3rd match in a row that Barcelona have failed to score. We didn't score against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey. We failed to score against Girona. We have failed to score once again against Getafe. And now we have dropped 4 points in 2 matches. Now, some might say, well, Barcelona are 11 points ahead of Real Madrid. But if we continue on this path, continue playing like this with no intensity, with no depth, with no idea on what to do as far as our attack, then we are risking this La Liga, because after all, there's still 9 matches left. There are 27 points at play. And if Barcelona were to tie every single match from here until the end of the season, that means they could only make 9 points. And if Real Madrid win all of their matches, they could still win La Liga with a margin of 7 points. So La Liga is not won. This is not finished. The team needs to snap out of this. Xabi needs to figure out what's wrong and what's going on, and he needs to fix it ASAP, because we have a very difficult match next week against Atletico de Madrid, who are on a 13 unbeaten match streak. And if Barcelona play like this against Atletico Madrid, I have no doubt that we will lose that match and drop further points, putting us in the danger zone, where Real Madrid could kick into high gear and catch up to us if they smell even the smallest whiff of a possibility of winning the Spanish league. Now, I've been saying that our attack is not working for quite some time, even when Barcelona were winning matches 1-0. And I said clearly that the fact that we were winning 1-0 was not a good thing, that it was a symptom that the team was not playing well. But many people said that it didn't matter how we played, that what mattered is that we won and that we got those important points. But unfortunately, when you barely win matches because you're not playing well, eventually it catches up to you. And that's exactly what's happening right now, where we drew against Girona, we drew against Getafe, which goes to show, yes, it does matter how we win. It does matter how you play, because when you barely win matches by 1 goal, where you barely scrape by, eventually that catches up to you, and something needs to be done ASAP, or this La Liga title could be in danger. Now, today's match reaffirms what I've said before, and that's that Barcelona's attack needs to be completely overhauled for next season, where Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, and Rafinha need to be offloaded, because Barcelona's attack is simply not working. And the biggest evidence of that is that towards the end of the second half, we had all four forwards playing at the same time: Ferran Torres, Ansu, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. And yet, between all four of them, they were only able to generate one chance at goal. Now Xavi is gonna have to go back to the drawing boards and figure out what's going on and fix whatever is going on, because we need to pick up the pace, we need to play better, we need to come up with better attacking strategies, because if we continue on this path, then we could easily lose La Liga title. And we definitely need to be on top of our game for next weekend, as we are gonna face off Atletico de Madrid. Now it is reported that Pedri and Frankie de Jong are both gonna be back for that match, and maybe Dembele as well, and it's gonna be a much needed welcome. But nonetheless, the team needs to change how they're playing in order to win and wrap up this title. Now on to the news that the 2023-2024 Barcelona jersey has been leaked by Footy Headlines, and it looks like Barcelona will be reverting back to that classic look with the darker colors and the more vertical stripes. And also there's a surprise in the crest where there's a hidden diamond that only appears when the light hits it in a certain angle. And that diamond is in honor of the Barcelona Femení team that was founded back in 1971, because at the time of their founding, the Barcelona Femení had a diamond in their logo. So I think this is pretty cool that Barcelona are paying homage to their history, and it's really cool that was included in the next season's jersey. Now, Footy Headline have always been very reliable about their leaks and about what jerseys are going to look like for next season. So it's most likely that this is what Barcelona will be wearing during next season. I personally like the jersey, but of course, as always, I love to hear from you. So drop a comment down below letting me know whether you like the new Barcelona home jersey or whether you would prefer a different design. Now on to the news that the negotiations between Barcelona and Atletico Paranaense for the signing of the Brazilian wonder kid Vitor Roque are currently on hold, as Barcelona are still trying to figure out the financial situation and whether they're going to be able to pay those 45 to 50 million euros that Atletico Paranaense are asking for Vitor Roque. Now, the last development in these negotiations, as I reported in a previous video, was that Vitor Roque's father visited the Barcelona offices and met with the board of directors, where he transmitted the request that he wanted both Mateo Alemany and Jordi Cruyff to personally travel to Brazil in order to negotiate with Atletico Paranaense in person. And it's reported that Vitor Roque's father also told him that if Barcelona did this, that him and his son will be willing to pressure the Brazilian club to see if they could lower their price, or they could try to make it easier for Barcelona to be able to sign Vitor Roque. Now, given the financial situation at the club, Barcelona are still unsure whether they're going to be able to pay the 45 to 50 million euros that Atletico Paranaense are currently asking for. So for now, the negotiations are completely on hold, and Barcelona are yet to respond to Vitor Roque's father whether they're going to be sending Mateo Alemany and Jordi Cruyff to Brazil in order to negotiate in person. Now, speaking of attackers, it's reported that Barcelona could look to make some money off the transfer of Ferran Jutgla. Now, as some of you might recall, Jutgla is the 24-year-old attacker who used to play for the Barca Athletic. He also had his debut with the first team, and there was a lot of promise behind him because he had scored 19 goals with the Barca Athletic team. However, with the arrival of all the new attackers such as Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski, and with the presence of Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati, Ferran Jutgla ended up deciding to leave to a different club. So Barcelona offloaded him to the Belgium club Bruges, where Bruges paid Barcelona 5 million euros. Now, part of this transfer is that Barcelona retained 10% of any future sales of the player, and it looks like the Portuguese club Benfica are looking to sign Ferran Jutgla from Bruges. So if this happens, Barcelona could look to make around 2 to 5 million euros, depending on the final price that both clubs will agree on. This is, of course, great news for Barcelona because, again, we need to make as much money as possible come this summer, as Barcelona will need to reduce their wage bill by 200 million euros in order to be able to sign any new players, and where they also need to make up the 100 million euro loss that Barcelona are gonna face as a result of their move from the Spotify Camp Nou to the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. Now, we will end today's video with the news that the Serie A team, Inter Milan, are very interested in signing both Marcos Alonso and Andreas Christensen. Now, Marcos Alonso, of course, has agreed to a contract extension with Barcelona, and that agreement has been finalized, but it's pending its registration as Barcelona need to lower their wage bill before they can register that contract. So I don't think that Barcelona will be willing to sell Marcos Alonso, especially since Xavi does count on the player because he likes to have him as a plan B, since he is a very versatile player who can play as a center back, left back, wing back, and full back. Now, in the case of Andreas Christensen, he's of course not for sale, and Barcelona would not consider selling him since he has become a staple in the Barcelona defense. But it is reported that if Barcelona receive a huge offer for him, I'm talking about maybe 60, 80 million euros, then maybe Barcelona would consider selling him, because after all, there's only very few players who are completely untouchable at Barcelona, and it doesn't seem that Andreas Christensen is one of them. Now, this doesn't mean that Barcelona are looking to sell Andreas Christensen. Again, he's not for sale, but if they do receive a huge offer, given the financial situation of the club, then Barcelona would be forced to analyze that offer. Now, I personally think that if Inter Milan offer Barcelona a good money, then they should consider offloading Marcos Alonso, because again, we currently have 5 center backs, and with the signing of Íñigo Martinez, that will be 6. But again, Barcelona are looking to offload Jordi Alba, and they want Marcos Alonso to take his place as the substitute of Alejandro Balde. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.